Yes.
Awesome. Let me make sure no one has. And we're all on the same meeting this time.
Oops.
Okay. So since it's recording, I'm going to go ahead and get started because I know people are going to be late. And Monica, I know you're on here too. So if at some point you want to unmute and ask a question, go ahead. Just for you, are you in gallery or do you have me?
I'm in gallery. Do you want just you?
Probably, because I'm going to talk for a little while just for the recording, and then we can switch it back. You want to do that?
There.
Okay. Okay. So the first thing I wanted to talk about next Monday is when the 10 days starts. So I just kind of want to get in the habit of talking about what's coming next. So we're finishing up the 5-day clean eating. We'll finish up this week. And if you have people that are doing that, it's a good idea to start talking to them like Wednesday, Thursday, and say, you want to keep going? Would you want to try Shakeology? With a similar longer meal plan, but the same idea where we give you options. Another thing, what I have done pretty much from the beginning with the 10-day is basically the people that I've been forming with or talking to, if they have a price objection or they're not quite ready to pick a workout or they're just not quite sure about this whole system in general, if they like Facebook groups, if they think that this will work for them, say, why don't we try it for 10 days? Basically, I can give you 10 packets of Shakeology. We can try one flavor. You can try a couple different flavors. You get a meal plan. You get the group with me. We can give you some workout ideas, things like that, just to really get a good experience of what this is like. And I've pretty much always charged $50 if it's someone I can like hand deliver it to, or $55 if it's someone I have to mail, because it tends to be about $3 to $4 to mail the 10 packets. And what that does is that covers your costs. So, and I know not everybody gets a second set of packets right now, and that's totally fine. Within our team, we have enough people to get it covered. So don't feel like don't invite because you don't have packets sitting in your kitchen. We definitely can get that covered without you having to go out and buy a whole box of packets. So again, something that just reach out to us in our team page in the Crazy Nuts and we'll get that covered. But those invites can just be really simple. Like, I know we've been talking and meal planning is really difficult for you, or you skip snacks because even getting 3 meals done, you can't imagine prepping another snack in your day. Why don't you try this? I've been drinking it for the last, in my case, I'd say over a year. And it's just something I go to every day. I know what's in it. I know I'm feeding my body healthy. It's simple. It's fast. It's easy. Let's give it a try. It's $50. What is there to lose? And I think sometimes that really helps people. But again, I always start with the challenge pack. So then the other thing I really want to talk about tonight is the new challenge pack. You know, the 21-day Fix Extreme came out, which is a great option for anybody that has any sort of fitness base. I wouldn't, not a beginner, not someone who hasn't exercised in 5 years. Don't give it to them. They're going to get hurt and frustrated. But for the same price, the original Fix is out, which is a great program for anyone, period. My 65-year-old mother started with that program and just modified without using weights. So, and it has the meal planning, has the containers, and it's an amazing deal. I have some examples I was going to share here of what people are saying in personal messages. So I think that would help you guys. But for me, the big ticket on this is if you buy just a month of Shakeology, it's going to be $130, which, and the key is saying, which is still a great value because it's $4 a day for a meal that is way healthier. That if you went to Whole Foods and tried to get even a quarter of the ingredients, it's going to cost you way more. It's going to take you less time. So the first thing you do is not act like the $130 is just extremely expensive, because as soon as you do that, that puts that doubt in the person's mind. And I know if you're on this team, you believe in Shakeology and you've been drinking it and you know the value. So just go ahead and make sure you act like it is of value. But say, how amazing you get the whole month of Shakeology. It's normally $130. And for $10 more, you can get a workout, you can get prep containers, meal portion control containers, a Shakeology cup, all these DVDs. You're going to have something that works for you. It's just really a win-win for everybody. Specifically, though, I wanted to share the wording. This one popped up, which is a coach that done. That I met at this summer at Summit, who just had a baby, amazing. You know, she put her picture before and after. And so if you don't have a before and after, fine. Summer posted a whole variety of options before and afters that we can use. And just talks about how she did it for 21 days. Her birthday's coming up. And no, it wasn't perfect. She had snafus in her diet, but for her, she made the workouts non-negotiable. So what is your non-negotiable? That you meal plan every week, that you drink your shake every day? What is it that you do that you're going to do 100%, and you're going to help other people do that? So I think that's what's the key in there. And it doesn't say, here's my link, sign up now, this is how much it costs. It just says, this is working for me. If it thinks it'll be working for you, let's talk. If that makes sense. So I liked that. And then as far as personal messages, because really I think that's the way to go, is that you're sending personal messages to people. So this is someone that maybe you've gone back and forth with a little bit and has shown some interest. So just basically saying, okay, I'm starting a group. And again, you wouldn't post this on your page, but send it to them specifically. I'm starting a group. Here's what it is in simple words that people understand. So it's a challenge. There'll be a group of people. We're going to help each other. We're going to do 30-minute workouts. There'll be a meal plan for you. What do you think? It's an amazing opportunity. Just join me. And again, having that posture of what an amazing opportunity this is and how much you're going to help them. And if you have to have that belief, I know I have it, and that has helped me, and it's probably why you guys have stuck with me so long. So knowing that they should say yes, there's no reason that they shouldn't. And if they don't say yes, then too bad for them in a way, not in a mean way, but that really sucks because they're missing out. And I think just having that in your head helps you, you know, when you send these things. For example, you know, smiling when you're talking on the phone, it makes a difference. So having already like, well, they're going to say yes because this is a great opportunity. When you go to send the message, it's going to have you word things different than like, oh, I don't know. And I miss a lot of money. Like, and maybe, you know, that's just, there's no room for that because we have a great thing for people. We need to share it. I had one other example I wanted to share with you guys. Sorry, it's so tiny. So this was one that you could post. This is from Michelle on your Facebook page. Again, you would want to personalize it a little bit to you, but I like the idea, you know, summer, you know, before we know it, Easter's going to be here and spring break and little dresses. And there's these amazing programs that are 30-minute workouts. You get a meal plan for you every day. You get us holding your hand. And then she put feelings in there. Like, are you feeling tired or overwhelmed or just stuck? You know, and I think all of us have a story of how we were feeling before we started doing Beachbody, before we made that commitment, and how you felt, how you were stuck, things were just okay. And since you've been in these groups, how different it is. So you have to tap into what that feeling is for you and what changed for you, because your friends are going to know, like, if I say things, they're going to know if it's I'm copying or if that's really like, oh yeah, I have seen that Christy's a lot more. For me, it was like, I never wanted to be in pictures. I would always hide. And like, now I'm like, yeah, get in here. Like, that's something I can explain. Like, I don't walk into a room and want to just hide with other people, or I don't want to avoid situations or talking to people because I'm so much more confident. That's what these groups have done for me. So there's something like that for you. And that's what you need to start explaining to people, because your friends see that difference and they want to know what it is that's doing that for you. if that makes sense. I'm going to pause there for a second and see, do you guys have any questions, or Jess, Monica, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like what you just said about when you're messaging, like kind of have the mind frame about saying yes. That's really good to hear. Because I am that person that is typing and worrying the whole time. But you're right. You know, at work, I'm smiling on the phone when I'm dealing with difficult guests or customers. And you're absolutely right. When you're smiling on the phone, it helps you get through the conversation, and the conversation ends how I want it to. So why not do that in my messaging? So that was a really good key point for me. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. That, you know, number one is that belief. And if you're struggling with that, then let me know and we will talk it through, you know, but the belief that these programs work and the system works and Shakeology is of value and you're of value to help coach somebody. That's number one. And if you believe in that when you're sending those messages, if the person says no, it's really unfortunate, but there's going to be other people that say yes, because there is such value in this. And that's what you need to remember. So that kind of ties into the last thing I wanted to talk about. I've been listening to Dani Johnson a lot in the car, and I know you guys know I've talked about her before and shared some things. And she gave an example this week that I really loved. And it was talking about, she has a series specifically to home-based business that she's talking about how to be successful. And a lot of times people like get started and they're excited and they get those 2 no's and they're like, this isn't going to work. And yeah, you know, just get really defeated. And the example she gave was, say your job is shucking oysters, and there's a law of averages. In any business, any job, there's a law of averages. So say when you shuck oysters, you're going to have 5 pearls in 100. That's just the average. Okay. So the person comes in and they shuck an oyster and there's no pearl. And they do another one and there's no pearl. And they get through about 3 and they get frustrated and they take a break. And then they come up with an excuse, you know, oh, well, I have to clean the house, or I have to do this, or whatever your excuse is, to stop sending messages or stop shucking those oysters. Eventually, so you leave this bucket of 97 oysters sitting there, and there's 5 pearls in there, or 5 people that are going to say yes. And if you are so scared to go back to it, you're never going to find them. It's just not going to happen. Well, the same thing's true with this. I have found for me personally, for about every 10 messages I send, 2 people say yes. So if I send the first 8 and everyone says no, and it's a really bad day, or they don't answer back, and I think sometimes no response is worse than a no. It can be really like, why don't they just answer something? And I don't send those last 2 messages. Those were probably my pearls. Could be my next coaches, and I just didn't do it because I got frustrated. So just know you have to do the work. You have to reach out to so many people to get so many yeses. And for all of us, that's going to be different. I know some people just want 1 challenger a month, and that's 100% okay. So invite until you find that person, and then you can be done. And then some of us that are looking to build an income, maybe you want 4, maybe you want 5. So you may have to shuck 50 oysters to get those 4 people. And that's okay. And a lot of those people are going to come back in future months, but it's just, we can't change with that law of averages. That's just the way the universe works. So there's another cartoon that I've seen several times where someone's like chucking at the wall to get to the diamonds, and they literally stop when they're this close to breaking through the wall and there's all these diamonds. You know, you get so close and it gets really hard when you're almost there. And the people that turn and walk away, you know, they never know what they could have had. So just send that one more message. I know it's difficult at times, and if you're struggling and frustrated and not sure that you're sending the right kind of messages, reach out to me. That's why I'm here. And if I can't help, I can reach out to Summer. You know, this is the system. It's the same thing in our challenge groups when we say, I'm really frustrated, I don't know what to do this, and people jump in and help you. We as a team can do that for each other too. So that's why I wanted to post. For me, like, just to show you guys, it's probably fuzzy, but like, this is my list of names for this week, okay? And I'm going to do something with all those names. They're not all going to be an invite. They're not all going to be, you know, it may just be a like on their page. It may just be starting something. But I start my week with a list of names, and gosh darn it, by Sunday, I'm going to get through those names. And this past week, it was Sunday morning at 7 a.m. I was getting through the last 10. So And for me, it's like 20. For you, it may be 5. But whatever it is, you need to commit to that and say, I'm gonna reach out to this many people, and this is who they are. And by the end of the week, it's gonna be done. And if you do that consistently, you'll be really surprised what it looks like in a month and what it looks like in 3 months, if that makes sense. Let me just look at my list to make sure. Just a little like keeping thing. So I know a lot of people had new challengers last month. I just started at about a week before those people will be due for their 30 days. I always, I'm typically checking in the groups, and then every Monday or Tuesday I check in, but I make sure you write down what day they ordered, and then a good 5 or 6 days before that order is due for their 30 days that you check back with them and say, okay, your Shakeology is going to come again on the 7th. It seems like you're really enjoying it. It's a great fit for you. But I just wanted to make sure you know that this charge is coming. If you need to back it up or change the flavor or whatever it is, I can help you with that. There's also that the club membership that you got free for 30 days will become due, and kind of talk about how that's $39.95, but it's good for 3 months. And a great chance that you can say, I know we've been providing a lot of meal plans for you, but on the club site, you can go in and you can put in your weight and your height and what program you're doing, and coming up kind of talk about the benefits of the club membership. And especially come March, you're going to have workouts that are on there. I think now it's a really great time. I would highly encourage people to keep it at this point, because I think there is a lot of value. But if they don't want to, then explain, we can cancel that. It's just an email to, and I think it's customerrelations@beachbody.com, or they can call the toll-free number, and you can search in your FAQs in the back office, you can search how to cancel, and it'll give you exactly what to say in the link. And I also can post that for you guys. But I always want to check in, because one of the worst things I did at the beginning was kind of lose track of that. And then people got charges and they didn't really care they got charged, but it just made for an uncomfortable situation. It's always better to talk about it beforehand. And I know there's a fear that they're going to cancel everything and not want to do anything else, but I've rarely had that happen. It's actually more than, oh, thanks for checking in. Yes, I'm loving it, but can we change to strawberry or chocolate? Or can we just delay it a week? Something like that. When you're proactive, it seems to turn out a lot better. And a specific example to that, and again, Danny, when I was listening, was talking about this. I think a lot of times we assume people's responses are negative, or that they're criticizing, when really they may just be asking questions. And that happened to me today. I'm talking to a girl, April, that's in our challenge groups, and talking about Shakeology. And she said, so you pay $140 a month for your shakes? And I was like, oh, shoot. Okay, I've lost her. That's negative. And I said, yeah, well, actually, I pay $97 because I'm a coach and you get a discount, and we could talk about that at some point in time. But, I would pay $140 because it's only $4 a meal, and I would pay way more than that for convenience meals prior to this, and it has all this good stuff. And she's like, yeah, I know, that's what I meant. I mean, it's only $140 for a whole month of a meal. And I was like, oh, I'm so glad that I didn't automatically get defensive. But I think that's sometimes we automatically go into that defend mode. Instead, a better thing to say is what do you mean by that? It's $140. What do you mean? And then she may say that's a really great deal for what you get, so just be careful that we're not automatically being defensive or expecting the negative, because most of the time, if you're coming with a genuine place and really see the value of something, people are not expecting, they almost, when you're defensive, then it can be that fight, which is not what they really are looking for. They're just looking for someone to tell them, yes, this works, and I'm going to help you do it. So let's do it together, kind of thing. And I'm sure, and the team call that's coming up, Summer will talk about Summit. But again, if there's any way you can get there in July, it's really worth a couple days. So have to talk to that. It was huge for me last year. So if you can go, let me know, and we'll kind of work through things. And it seems like the tickets are still available. So they'll probably continue to be opening things up. I'm guessing at the end of February, the price will go up, however. So that's about everything. Any questions for those of you that are on?
Nope.
Yeah. Come on, Monica, you have a question.
I do have a question.
Yes.
One of the people that bought a challenge pack from me, it's Brooke's mom, is they're actually going to be on vacation for 2 weeks, like during this, like they're leaving on Sunday.
Yeah.
And so I've been trying to get her to do the VIP membership because you have to actually, like, put in the information to
Right, you have to,
it.
like, enter your email. Yeah.
Right. So she hasn't done that, and she keeps, like, putting it off, and I keep telling her, well, there's a lot of good stuff on there. If she, like, is it the 30 days from when they activate the VIP membership, or is it 30 days from just when they order?
It's 30 days from when they order.
Okay.
So yeah, the free will run out, you know,
Okay,
in like a week or two. Options that you have, like if she's going to be gone, is she going to take her shakes with her?
I think so. She tried her blender cup and liked it, so.
Okay. I was going to say, because there's time, like if something like that happens, I've had people that have paused it for, 2 weeks or something like that. So keep that in mind. If anyone comes to you and says, I'm having surgery, I'm going out of town, or I've got way overstocked, I typically recommend people to pause their shakes versus canceling it, which you can do in the My Accounts. And then the other thing, if she hasn't really got a chance to use it, she could email and say, hey, I want to cancel the club membership before the 30 days is up. And then at any point, it'd be that same $39.95 that they're going to charge her at 30 days when she would want to sign up for it.
Okay.
Does that make sense? It's not that it's more if you get it later. So you could have her email and cancel it and then say you get it and are really using it and love it. And she says, oh, I really should get that. It's going to be that same cost when she does go to sign up for it.
Okay.
Any other questions?
That was it. That was.
Okay. Just showing those screenshots of things, is that helpful, of the different messages? Do you guys think?
Yeah.
I'll keep trying to do things like that. And I'm going to try in the group to be posting more about what I'm doing. I know a lot of you guys are in the training, so I'm really gearing my energy in there. So if you have questions, it's only me, Summer, and Aaron that are the coach, like leading. So please ask away. Don't feel like, it's all these people and, it's really just our teams, just the 25 people that are in there. So any questions in there, it doesn't have to be exactly on topic. We'd rather see you in there asking questions than, floundering on your own. So that's why we're here. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right. Thanks.
Bye.